Wait, so could we do, could
So,
we
hi,
do it?
everybody. Welcome back to the water fast. I want to just remind people to come on the meeting if you can, And if not, we'll just be the three of us. We'll see. Okay, what I was saying is that when Tanya was on the other night, Zoom meeting, whatever, Zoom, she said with the extended fast is when you have to be more careful, and I believe that's true too. I've never done anything more than a 3-day. So I never had to worry about hurting myself eating too much, because I think going 72 hours is still kind of considered like a not really an extended fast. It's like extreme for most people. But 3 days because you're hydrating yourself really well and taking the minerals and things like that. So I just want to say a few things that I wanted to just mention that we were talking amongst each other to each other on the group that can we have juice in the middle of this fast? Can we take some bone broth? Can we do these things? And the truth is, strictly speaking, if you want all the benefits of a water fast, it's even kind of cheating to have coffee and tea. But again, some people like Mindy Pels and other people also agree that water sometimes it just isn't enough for people. And in America, where you can not worry about the kashrut and stuff too. You can buy all these really amazing energy drinks that are not sugar added, and they're from the health food stores, and they make you feel like you're really tasting something, like a lemonade, and you have all this kind of good stuff that has minerals in it and everything else. So you feel like, all right, you're treating yourself to something anyway. Hi there, Deborah. And so we just got started a few minutes ago. We're just talking about how anybody who really takes any kind of broth or any kind of juices are really not doing a strict water fast where you really get the most benefits that you're looking for. Okay, if we're looking for the benefits of autophagy, if we're looking for the benefits of stimulating stem cell growth and all that stuff, having a smoothie and having bone broth is not really a water fast. So that's why only if you're not really managing, that's when you can take it. And then a lot of us didn't make it through this fast. I actually did. I just finished. I didn't finish because I started before you. People also of Motzei Shabbat, but so I've been training myself now too. That's another thing. You do this several times. You train yourself to do it. And Tanya, again, on the other night was talking about it's for her so easy. She even extends it to 3, 4, 5 days if she can do it, which I still have not been able to manage to do. But you will have your best results with water and tea only and coffee. So let's just keep that in mind. But whatever you've done, I'm so proud of every one of you for making the attempt and doing it. And I know you've done something. You know that every single hour is a benefit. We went through this several times about the first 24 hours. You switch over to the ketone burning, and the next step to 36 hours, you start to repair your digestion and your immune system finally toward the end of the fast. But still, whatever you do is a benefit because the body is so tired of digesting food all the time with the way we eat so much. And just as a side story, I have a nutritional certificate. I never went to nutritional school, but I took one of those online courses during COVID, like everybody else. And I can never understand how people could recommend that you eat every 2 hours. Like, what is the body going to do with all that? Unless you're somebody who's very, very sick or you're pregnant or you're whatever, there are reasons why people have to do this, obviously. I wouldn't take away from that. But why would people recommend this? And till today, certain nutritionists are still trained in the old-fashioned, old-timey way, like in the 1980s when I went to nursing school. And they will give you all these weigh in and have this much carbs and this much rice and this much potatoes. And I think to myself, well, why don't they just take them off of the carbs completely if their insulin is out of control or their glucose is out of control? And I actually had one nutritionist say to me, I went with my sister-in-law who wanted to go, see a proper nutritionist and a health coach and all that. I went with her, and she gave my sister-in-law this diet. My sister-in-law was very overweight at the time, and she gave her all these starches all day long. And I said, why don't you reduce the starches? I said, I'm only here to help her ask questions. I'm not trying to give you a hard time. She said, because then she'd have to reduce her insulin. I went, yes. Absolutely. Wouldn't that be amazing, right? Hi there. So, Naomi, you can unmute yourself if you want. We're all going to be talking now. I just want to say, what I said before is that if you don't do just water or coffee or tea, you're not strictly doing the water fast and getting 100% of the benefits, but you're still doing great. Even if you didn't go the whole 72 hours, if you stopped at 24 hours, 36 hours, 48, I'm proud of each and every one of you for doing this. And it's so amazing what you're doing because you're preparing yourself for the next time. And you shouldn't do it too soon, by the way, either. Mindy Pels herself says she does this every 3 times a year. She doesn't even do. There are people that do 2 24-hour fasts a week. There are two people that do every month, three-day fast. I'm not recommending that unless you really want to, but unless your body can really handle it. So this is not where you're not going to come. I'm not going to, if you come to me for coaching, I'm never going to go for that direction. But Bavakasha, feel free if you feel you need. Okay, one more thing that if you're going to break your fast, like all you ladies, I'm proud of what you did. You broke it on really healthy stuff, on vegetable soups and juices and things like that, and avocado, and whatever you did was really healthy, because breaking it with the carb is a really bad move to do. It's just because there are people that feel like the experts in this field feel that the carbs are what were really damaging our body all along anyway. So that's why we feel hungry, and that's why we feel the cravings. It's because we eat too much carbohydrate. Not everybody, because I see some very thin ladies in this group who I'm sure don't eat a lot of carbs, but I actually don't love sugar. I have a really anti-sugar in my life, but I find that my body does love carbohydrates. I have to be very careful about that. The starchy foods, I love them all. So, but once you train your body to go into the ketone burning mode, the fasting will become easier and easier with time. And I did come across something that I didn't mention before. If you're still fasting, and I don't know if this would help you at all, but there's somebody asked, well, what would you do to stall yourself, let's say, if you were really starving, not including something to eat, like the almond butter or soups or something. And one woman wrote in, I asked the question to one of the groups, and she said she makes an apple cider vinegar cocktail. She keeps it with her all the time, and she sips on it through the whole day. Okay, she sips on it through the whole day, and it really gets rid of her cravings, and she feels like she has no appetite whatsoever. So get in terms of the hunger. Okay, we're not talking about weakness, dizziness, or anything like that. Just I thought that was a very interesting thing. And then another one.
What's in a cocktail? What's
Sorry?
what's in an apple cider vinegar cocktail?
Oh, she just makes it. She just takes 2 tablespoons and with some lemon juice also and water. That's her cocktail: lemon juice and water, or apple cider vinegar and lemon and water. And then she takes a deep breath and she relaxes and stretches a little bit, and then she usually can go on. And she said that she keeps it handy in the refrigerator in a little jar, a little bottle or whatever. She takes a sip of it whenever she needs it to. She keeps it with her, or she sips it like one sitting. So somebody else got to me. There are a few people that didn't make it the whole way, and I'm not going to mention names. It doesn't matter. But again, I'm proud of you for whatever you've done, and this is very exciting that we've even gotten this group together, and we'll try it again. I brought 2 people on to talk about what their experience is and was, because they started before the rest of the group. So who wants to go first, Shoshana or Devorah? You want to tell how your experience was this last few days?
What are
Sure,
you
I don't-
asking? What do you want to know about?
Oh,
the
just tell
experience?
us, first of all, is this your first fast? Tell us your name.
No.
Your name is Shoshana. You live in North Carolina, right?
It's not my first fast.
Okay, it's not your first
I
fast.
fasted twice for 5 days.
Oh, wow.
Years ago.
Okay.
And 3 days is not hard for me at all. I don't know.
And what did you have the whole time? Was
I
water,
don't feel
coffee,
I don't
tea?
feel I don't feel any different. I don't even feel like I feel like maybe my body didn't even reap any benefits because I don't feel different.
Oh,
Does
you
that make
did. You
sense?
certainly did. I know what you did though, but you don't see it maybe, but not everybody feels it, either. Maybe there's just a lot of repair work to do, or maybe you didn't have as much to do as you thought. What did you mostly drink?
So I had just my half a cup of coffee every morning. I don't drink all day coffee. I had a little coffee. And then the other thing was soda water with a tiny drop of, no, besides regular water, also soda water, like plain unflavored soda water with a little tiny bit of flavored coconut water in it.
Okay.
No sugar. There was no
Okay.
sugar in it. And that's all, that's what I've been drinking
And that
when
kept
I,
you going.
when I needed to.
Okay, wonderful.
And
Did you
I also took 2 hot baths and got into bed and deliberately sweated out toxins after the bath, which I do a few times a week anyway. I did that anyway because I figured, okay, I'll help, the detoxing, right? So I did that also.
were there any times in the 72 hours that you felt weak, or you felt like you were dizzy, faint?
Only this morning for a little while after I woke up. Now I feel fine, and I have about 9 hours or 8 hours left, and I feel fine.
Oh,
And
okay, fantastic.
I don't feel even like hungry. I want to eat just because I'm bored. But but you know,
Yeah.
but what should I? Can I break it on scrambled eggs? Like what? I don't
Look, it's
remember
up
what
to
I
you.
did
I
in the
really, with
past.
the recommendation from this one person is, that four-step process of having something, nutrition, like just a nutritional liquid of really nutritional soup of any kind, and then wait a little bit, and then have something
Okay.
soft, and then
So
wait.
can I?
But if you feel like
So
you need
can
the
I
eggs
put?
right away, go ahead.
No,
Just
no,
don't
no.
go
Can I
overeat.
put lentils in the soup so it's a little more substantial? Like
It's up to you.
no?
It's up to you. Yeah, I think
Okay.
it's fine if after 3 days. It's just like we heard from Tanya the other day, that once you start to get into 5 days and more, your stomach is really much more sensitive, and you can't bombard it right away. But I think you'll be fine. Just take it easy. And why don't you take like a half a cup and then wait and see how you feel? Okay.
Okay.
And thank you for sharing with us. And I'm going to go with Devora now. You want to unmute yourself, Devora?
Hi, ladies. How you doing? So I had a good experience until today. Today was a little shaky, so
And
I
how
made it
many
only
hours in were you?
70 I made it today.
Okay, amazing.
Okay, so it's 2 hours short, but yeah, I was fine. I was fine in the beginning, and I was exercising last night. I was dancing. I felt really strong and good, and I had water, tea, lots and lots of tea, and one coffee a day, and a little bit of mineral salt. And yeah, I was okay.
You had a little bit of
Today I
mineral
was
salt
just
every
like
day?
felt what?
Sorry, excuse me. I didn't mean to interrupt. A little bit of mineral salt every day.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah, yeah, yeah. A little bit, like just like a pinch,
Yeah.
you know, or I'd add it into my water. But yeah, I felt like really good. And this is my second time. Before, previously, I did one 5 days. It was actually in like the summertime. I don't know how I managed, but somehow I was just drinking lots. Oh, you know how I managed? Because I was doing it wrong because I had some water with water with chia seeds. So I didn't
Okay.
realize I was breaking the fast, but
Yeah.
that was,
Well, like we're talking the purists out there too, I think anything you do with any kind of this kind of extended fasting, like what we did wasn't big extended, but it was over 24 hours. Like I said, we're just doing our bodies a very big favor by not having to digest food all day long like we normally do. And also you prepared yourself very well beforehand. And I was wondering, why don't we just go ahead? Maybe I'll start up a little program, a preparation for Yom Kippur. I can't tell you how many friends of mine, my son had a bris for his baby on the fast day last week, 2 weeks ago. And most of my friends, and we made it for the afternoon, so we could go to the bris and break the fast. Almost, they're falling like flies, my friends. I can't come, I can't drive because I feel terrible. I fasted so badly. And I thought, that's so funny because it was not even a 24-hour fast and they
I
were
know.
falling like flies. And I thought to myself, you know why? Because they didn't prepare themselves. They didn't eat healthy beforehand and cut out the alcohol and cut out the high processed stuff. Maybe they didn't even eat that stuff, but who knows? But there's a way, like we talked about, just really preparing yourself. And I think I'm going to come up with a little program just to help people with that because people do suffer on fast days in the Jewish world. I know that I do
Yeah.
all the time. And
Yeah. It's also the coffee. You got to just lay off the coffee like for a few
yeah, well, I
days.
found caffeine pills, so I cheat. I take a
Oh,
caffeine pill that is slow release and it gets me through the whole thing and I'm okay.
okay.
Because I find that if I cut off coffee, let's say the fast day for Yom Kippur is on a Thursday and I cut off the coffee on a Sunday before, I have 4 days of tremendous headaches. So it's not worth it to me to take myself out for 4 days. And I don't drink that much coffee, tell you the truth. I drink two cups a day, but it's enough to give me headaches. But in any
Two
case,
cups a day? Well, I don't drink any coffee, so I
yeah,
don't
so
have
you're
that problem.
sensitive to it. You're very sensitive to it. All right, does
No,
anybody
I
else
just,
yeah?
no, I'm saying I don't have that problem with fast days. I usually fast fine.
So
But
that's really interesting that you don't have to put, that's no liquids at all. That's called a dry fast. And that's another type of cleansing that people do
right.
recommend in the cancer circles and things like that. But I don't think it's a very good idea to do that like willy-nilly, without really preparing.
No,
Yeah. So
just
you
for
want to tell
the
us your experience, Chaya, how you've done that? You were very reluctant to go into this to start with, I know. She's very health conscious anyway, you should know about Chaya. You're vegetarian,
um
right? And
yeah, I'm vegetarian. No, I wanted the challenge. Last time you did it, I didn't feel ready, so I didn't do
uh-huh,
it.
uh-huh.
This time I did feel more prepared. And I felt pretty good. A little weak some of the times. Yesterday I had to sleep. But I only made it, and today I felt pretty good most of the day, and then I just started not feeling well this evening. So I made it for like 48 hours. I decided, you know what?
That's wonderful. That's wonderful.
So
Okay.
I,
A
yeah,
good way to get started, for sure,
it
for
was
sure.
good. Thank you. Thank you for
Yeah, of course.
organizing this.
Yeah. And what about Naomi? You want to say anything?
Yeah, so I'm in Texas and I started Sunday after dinner. So I'm a little behind everyone, I feel like, over here, just time wise. I'm feeling pretty good. I did have like I squeezed some lemon in my water yesterday, one of my bottles, because I was like, okay, I don't feel so good. Let me see if this helps. Because like my whole thing is I'm not gonna push myself to my limits. I have two toddlers to run after. Like I need
Right.
some strength. And then I've been using also some like mineral salt in my water. And with that, like yesterday I felt hungry. Today I don't even feel hungry. I thought I would want my coffee today, but I don't know. I couldn't drink it. Yesterday I had like my 1 cup of coffee. So today's just been the water with some of the salt, and I feel pretty good. So we'll see. We'll see if I
How
make it to
many
the
hours
end.
in are you now, Naomi?
Let me see. Not a crazy amount, I don't think, but I 43. So
Amazing, amazing, fantastic. Okay, so I thought there was someone else on maybe they left. Okay, there was someone else on here too. All right, does anybody, if any, got closing remarks or any recommendations for the next time we do this? Or I mean, we continue to meet again as a a group afterwards periodically, if but I'm not going to do this again until probably after Pesach. Okay, I'm going to try this again myself because I really feel like I need it, but I feel like I've had a little more experience with it. So it's easier for me because I don't have a lot of little children running around and things like this. And I do have a lot of grandchildren, thank God, but they're not so tempting. Their foods are not so tempting to me, at least. So anyway, you're doing great. What is your reason for doing this, Naomi? You just always wanted to do?
no, I messaged you before. I was having
Yeah.
like all these histamine issues with like constantly breaking out in hives.
Yeah, yeah.
And I feel like it's a lot of gut related because I have not been breaking out in hives at all today, which tells me there's something happening. So I'm just hoping this helps because like all the doctors are just like go on Zyrtec like every day. I'm like I'm not doing that. Like that's not happening. So I'm hoping this helps. We'll see.
Okay. Okay. Well, we'll be in touch. Okay. Thank you so
Yeah.
much for your
Thank
support
you.
and for your trust in me. And anybody else, if you want to say anything else before we sign off, I'm really
Just
proud of
one
each one
thing
of you.
Wait,
Yeah,
just one thing. I want to make a recommendation that if you're drinking coffee, it should be black.
it has to be. It has to be black.
Okay.
You can't put any.
No, I mean, even without the fasting. That,
Even when you're not fasting. I see what you're saying.
right.
I actually, I mean, in an attempt to lose weight many years ago, I cut out dairy and I thought, oh, this is going to do it. And then it didn't really. And I
No,
started
no,
intermittent fasting and that didn't really,
no,
I wasn't doing it right. It wasn't until I did 24 hours a week, actually, that I actually started maintaining or losing weight and maintaining.
Anyway, that's advice from the best holistic doctor who ever lived. So I'm because everyone was mentioning coffee, so I just figured I
Okay.
would
And some people say
insert
you
it.
should be drinking only organic coffee too, so you can, as strict as you
Okay,
want to
fine.
get. Huh?
Okay, but only black.
Right. So I was talking of somebody, a very knowledgeable woman in Yerushalayim who's a nutritionist, and she was appalled that I was making bone broth soup. And I said, what? It's one of the most healthiest things out there. She said, yeah, but the way you're doing it is really wrong. And I said, tell me. And at first I was a little insulted and a little upset with her, but I thought, okay, let me hear her out because she has a lot of years of experience and this is what she does for a living. She told me if I'm not using organic bones, it could be problematic because there are heavy metals in the bones of, are you listening? There are heavy metals in the bones of the cattle and all that kind of stuff. And what it is, and once it leaches into the soup itself, you're delivering yourself heavy metals. So, okay, and that causes some histamine release, and some people can be the opposite effect of what we want, which is decreasing the bye-bye, Davora. It can be increasing your inflammation instead of decreasing it. So I called the organic farm today and I ordered some organic bones. So that we'll do this differently next time. I'm not going to throw out what I made today because I thought, okay, so we've been doing this all along, but I keep thinking I'm poisoning everybody. No, she made me feel really bad, but I thought, let me just like be normal here and not taking a really good advice. I'm sure she's 100% correct. So it wasn't the bone broth that she had the problem with. It was the fact that of the bones that I was using. So I'm gonna take her advice. And
Okay, so I have another tip. First of all, I won't eat anything. I won't eat a bone broth. I don't eat meat,
okay, okay.
but at all. So, but I had an episode while I was pregnant where I was I got super dizzy. I couldn't sit up even. So
Yeah.
I called Dr. Berman. This was in Israel, and he told me to make a chicken soup, right? And he had his own special way of doing it. And one of the things to put a cap full of apple cider vinegar in the water, and that draws out the calcium, so you get it in the
Right. So
soup.
that's what I do with the bone broth. She said,
Oh.
"Oh my gosh, you're even bringing more out with your vinegar." I'm like, okay.
Oh,
Okay.
so real.
So-
See, he knew everything. Dr. Berman knew everything.
Well, send me a message about is he still around? I'd like to talk with him.
No,
Oh, ah.
no, he's passed away. This was in the 80s,
Oh, well,
and so
that was in North Carolina at that time. Okay, everybody, I gotta run.
that was in Israel. That was in
Yeah.
Israel. But I remember I wrote down all of his protocols so it wouldn't be
Oh, yeah,
lost.
if you want to
I
share
have
them with us, please
everything
do.
written down, what I had to do, and all the little tips he gave me. I
Mhm.
have it in
Thank you.
a
All right,
Telegram
everybody, I gotta
channel.
run. Thank you so much for spending this time with me, and we'll see if we can get together again another time soon, okay? Bye,
Thank you.
everybody. Take care. Have a
Bye.
good evening. Bye, Chaya. Thanks so much.
Mm.
Okay, let's stop recording.